That's interesting. I might join you later. It's fine. It's actually not fine. What British people say is not always what we mean. In this video, we're going to learn everyday British phrases with secret meanings. Part 1, it's not quite my thing. So British people are usually indirect. This means we often avoid saying something too strongly or too directly, especially if it sounds rude. For example, instead of saying, "I don't like that," a British phrase you're likely to hear is, "It's not quite my thing." Do you like baked beans on toast? It's not quite my thing. The quite in this sentence is important. It's not my thing is direct. It's not quite my thing is indirect. In British English, we use the word quite a lot. So, it's not quite my thing actually means I don't like that. But let's look at some more British phrases that secretly mean I don't like it.
So, how's your dinner?
It's interesting. I don't like it. It's different. I don't like it, but I'm trying to be polite. I'm not used to this flavour. It tastes weird. I can see why people like that. I personally don't like it. I'm actually quite full. I don't want to eat anymore. So all of these expressions we use to not offend someone. So we don't say exactly what we mean in order to be polite. Part 2, nice weather for ducks. In British English, we also use a lot of expressions that don't mean exactly what we say to try and stay positive. One expression that I really like is when we say, "It's nice weather for ducks." This means it's really wet, it's raining a lot. We try and put a positive spin on it. We also say, "I think the sun is trying to come out." This basically means there's no sun, maybe a tiny little bit of sun behind the clouds, and we're trying to be optimistic that the weather will improve later. But basically it means it's still cloudy. And another British expression, "At least it's not raining." This is a common British expression to say, the weather is still really bad, but it could be worse. At least it's not raining. So basically in the UK, when it comes to the weather, we have to lie to ourselves and not say exactly what we mean. Part 3, I hear what you're saying. In Britain, when we disagree with each other, we use many expressions to soften our language. We don't say exactly what we mean. This is really important for the workplace. If you don't use these expressions, you'll probably sound rude. You can say, "I hear what you're saying." This basically means, I understand you, but I disagree. Let's look at an example. "Look, I think we need to save money." "I hear what you're saying, but if we don't spend, we can't grow." Yes, I agree." Oh. So if somebody says, "I hear what you're saying," it hardly ever means they agree with you. Another one is, "I take your point." This basically means you understand but disagree. "I think we should work on Saturdays." "I take your point, but that's an awful idea." "Yes, it's awful." Oh, okay. Another expression with the same uses, "I can see where you're coming from." How about we teach French on YouTube? "I can see where you're coming from, but we don't speak French." "Je suis d'accord." Yeah, we don't speak French. Oh yeah, that's a good point. So this is another example of how to be indirect in British English. If you say to someone, "I disagree with you," you're going to sound rude. Part 4, that's brilliant, mate. So British people have a problem. It's something we can't help, and it's called sarcasm. Sarcasm is something we're famous for. It's part of the dry British sense of humour. We use it with friends and family all of the time, and we say the opposite of what we actually mean. Let's look at some examples. "Look, I can juggle." That's brilliant. It's awful. "Is it okay if I play some music?" That's fine. It's not fine. I drew you a picture. That's great. It's not great. It doesn't even look like me. So in the UK, we expect the other person to be able to read sarcasm by the tone and the way that I say these things. That's brilliant. It's fine. That's great. So let's see if you can read this last example of sarcasm. I got you a stick. Cheers, mate. Part 5, as useful as a chocolate teapot. So another way us Brits don't say exactly what we mean is by using a lot of interesting idioms and expressions that add humour to what we say. So if you want to sound funny or make people laugh, you can use these expressions. I'm going to teach you a few of my favourites, including all mouth, no trousers. This means someone talks a lot but doesn't act. Today I'm going to clean the entire apartment. I'm going to clean everything. Wait and see.
A few moments later.
Yes, I know, I'm all mouth and no trousers. Another expression I love is a few sandwiches short of a picnic. Can you guess what it means? It means not very intelligent. I can't find my keys anywhere. They're in the fridge. I'm a few sandwiches short of a picnic. And then we have the expression, as useful as a chocolate teapot. This pen isn't working. It's as useful as a chocolate teapot. It's useless. So these expressions can really add humour to your language. I'd love to know if you can translate them into your language and if they make sense. Let me know in the comments. Part 6, I'll try and make it. Have you ever invited a British person to do something? You'll probably notice that they find it really difficult to say no. You're likely to hear a British person say, I might see you there, or I might catch you later. If a British person says this to an invitation, it means they probably won't. Let's look at some more examples. Do you want to come to the cinema? I'll see how I feel. Probably not. Do you want to come to my birthday party? I'll try and make it. I probably won't. Do you want to help me move house? Sounds good, but I've got a lot on. I'm busy. I'm not going. So this is another example of when British people find it really difficult to give a direct answer, especially if they think it will disappoint the other person. It's actually a fundamental part of British English that we use to try and sound polite. So guys, that's how us Brits avoid saying what we really mean, and hopefully you can understand us better in the future. Thank you very much for watching the video. Make sure you do all of the healthy YouTube things. Give it a like, hype, subscribe, and let me know which part of the video you really enjoyed. That way I can do more of that in the future. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.